Now, coming up on this glorious mess today, we are going to be talking about what it's like to have an au pair. It
Weird.
seems, well, maybe.
Really?
We're going to find that out because it seems like a romantic notion. You've got this young foreign person who's living in the house and helping with the housework. But the reality is it's a stranger who's in your house, right? And what if they're really hot and they cause trouble? And other such things. We'll be talking about that. Also, you can't help who your kids become friends with.
Aren't they hot by definition? Isn't it an au pair just hot? We've got an au pair. Just because it sounds French, it's hot by
sexy.
definition.
I know. Well, that's what we need
I'm looking forward to that chat.
That's what we need to ask Beck about. But first, having someone living in your house and helping you with all the many tedious jobs of child rearing sounds great on one level. But what's it really like to have an au pair?
On one level.
Well, it does, right?
Yeah.
Brisbane-based author and mother of three, Rebecca Sparrow, is joining us today. And she says that hiring an au pair was one of the best decisions she ever made. Hi, Beck.
Not one of the best, Holly. The best.
The best.
Hi, g'day, Beck. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so Beck, is it...
Awesome, Andrew. Yes, it is.
No, I'm trying to say this the right way without sounding like a buffoon. Is an au pair like a housekeeper? Is Mrs. Doubtfire an au pair?
Enlighten him, Beck.
Look, it depends. It's different things for different people, and it really depends on what your needs are. So for me, my au pair, who has a name, Becky, so she's from Canada.
What a coincidence. Oh, that was well played.
So she mainly is there to help me with the kids so that I can work, and she does a little bit of housework for me. So she helps me with the laundry and also helps me prepare stuff for dinner. Other people I know who've got kids who go to school, well, their au pairs help them get the kids ready for school, and then during the day might clean the house for them, or do the grocery shopping, or cook all the meals, all that kind of thing. So it really depends on your specific situation and what you're looking for.
How old are your kids, Beck? You've got 3 kids, yes?
I have millions of children. No, I have a nearly 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
So that's quite a lot of work.
I'm in the trenches, Holly.
You are definitely in the trenches. But I have to ask you the question that I think a lot of women think about the concept of having an au pair before they know the reality. Is she going to be French and really gorgeous and throw a bit of a spanner into the works of my house?
Well, unlike Mrs. Doubtfire.
Isn't that funny? Because actually people, when I first went to get to know people, who were saying, what does she look like? And I was thinking, look, either you trust your spouse or you don't, because, you know, if they're as likely to hook up with an au pair, they're also as likely to hook up with the neighbour or somebody in the school carpool. So I don't think that's, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, you know, your partner's not going to cheat on you just because there's somebody downstairs. They could just, if somebody's looking to cheat, they will find a way to cheat.
That's very true, but I think a lot of, which I absolutely would agree with that, is it's not just an availability issue. Maybe one of the things is also that people find a bit funny to imagine is having somebody living in your house with you. What's that like? Having somebody observe you and your marriage, you and the way you talk to your children, when you're having a good day, when you're having a bad day?
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's such a normal question. And I think, again, it works. And for my advice is it's really only going to work if you feel like you have the space for an au pair. Because if I'm someone, ironically, I like being by myself. I don't like other people being in my space. So I would have thought before I had an au pair, no way would I want a stranger in my house. Absolutely not. But our house is big enough that they have their own room and their own space, and I don't necessarily have to run into them. Or it will work for you if you don't mind having someone there. So, there are a lot of mothers I know who like the company. Having, you know what it is? Adult company.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Someone who can talk to you. Does she, and obviously this would be different family to family, but does she eat with you? Like, does she join the family? How much part of the family does an au pair become?
Okay, it's really up to them. So with the 2 au pairs that I've had...
But why is it up to them and not up to you? Sorry to interrupt.
Well, both. You know what? You're right, Andrew. It's both. So and this is all the stuff that you negotiate and work out before the au pair arrives, okay? Because the advice that I like to think of myself as an au pair whisperer, and the advice that I give to other families is you need to tell the au pair before they come to your family exactly what you expect them to do. Or, you can't have a young girl who's 20 coming out from Germany and landing on your doorstep and then you're treating them like Cinderella. You have to be really upfront with exactly, if you expect them to sweep the floor, you say that. You put down a list of jobs that you expect them to do. In terms of how much time they spend with family, Monday to Friday, pretty much they hang out with us, but also they have been around the children and me all day. After dinner, the girls usually go down to their room and spend all hours Skyping their friends and watching TV. They don't want to hang out with the oldies unless they're watching crappy TV, in which case, my old au pair Pierre and I used to watch lots of garbage television together. It was awesome.
Because it is a job. That's the other thing, is that as much as, obviously you love and adore your children, and hopefully the au pair will as well, but for them it's a job that they can theoretically walk away from after their 8 till 5 or 8 till 9 till 6 days.
Absolutely. So I think of them like a niece, and older, they're often teenage girls. They might be 19 or 20 or 21. They're a niece. They hang out with us. They need to go and have their own time. On weekends, they're often travelling. I've hardly seen Becky on the weekends because she's constantly going to the beach or going to Byron Bay or Sydney or Melbourne or wherever.
And so by definition, an au pair is an overseas, probably a European female student.
Yes, and they're coming out here. They're coming out here to have an experience of living with an Australian family. So it's not meant to be that this is just someone who works for you. They want to experience family life and being part of the family. So we include Becky in as much as we can, but on the weekend she's off and off, travelling or meeting up with other au pairs, and doing what young people do, going out to the pub or wherever.
Yeah, so that's where the whole sexy affair thing comes in, because it's a young, overseas, possibly sounding exotic. But no, seriously.
But Beck's right, is that shouldn't really be a problem dropping that in your house unless there are already problems.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying that's where it comes from.
And there's a huge age gap. So, my husband and I were in our early 40s, and our first au pair Pierre was 19. Did she know who Michael Hutchins was? No, she doesn't. Is my husband going to be interested in anyone who doesn't understand in excess? No, he's not.
That's good to hear. Beck, is having an au pair cheaper than childcare?
Oh, Holly, sit down. Yes, it is, my friend. Okay, so I get up to 35 hours of childcare work a week for about $200.
Whoa.
Now, obviously I cover...
There's no award, is there? There's not an au pair.
But that's all food and board. I mean, you pay food and board, but that's your out of pocket. Yes.
Yeah, and that's and this is going by all the au pair organisations that have been set up. So we're going what has been recommended to us to pay, and I cover as much as I also buy her other stuff if I want it. I end up feeling like they're my niece. I kind of look after them. But it's amazing, and I like to think that doing that now, having an au pair, means that I'm also easing the burden on any kind of on childcare, and childcare places and that kind of thing. So it really works for me because my husband works the type of hours and has the type of job where he's often not home. He often has to leave the house in the middle of the night because he's an obstetrician. So if I ever have work to do, a speaking engagement or something else that I need to do at night, I can't go unless I have another adult who I know is going to be at home. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So I have to have another adult in the house. Yeah.
I have one more question. Do you ever worry that your kids like them a little bit too much?
More than you?
No, not really, because that would be the same that you'd have with childcare.
Yeah.
That is the person liking childcare. Or do they like grandma better than you? I think, you've got to be secure in... I mean, I'm also around all the time still.
Yeah.
which is a positive and a negative. I'm currently hiding in my cupboard. So, you know, but that's, yeah, I think all of that stuff about, are they going to like you more? And the other thing that you haven't asked me that is interesting that other parents ask me is, how are the kids going when the au pair leaves?
Yes. Is it hard when they leave?
I thought it's harder for me because the kids are too resilient because they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
When's the next one coming?
Yeah, they are. They're so interested. We've had Pia from Germany, Becky from Canada. They're so interested in learning about their countries. And then we still Skype here all the time on the computer and write letters. But their kids are kind of really... I'm the one crying at the airport.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Beck. You've made it sound like something I need to do straight away if I could only get myself a spare room.
Exactly. Priority.
Oh, sorry, that's where the other cost was. I knew there was something.
The house. Thank you so much, Beck.
No worries, guys.
Bye.
That is Rebecca Sparrow, the au pair whisperer.